What's up, guys? In the works, and with Christmas finally behind me, I can start focusing on getting back on track, making videos, playing the games, and posting on YouTube. You know, the norm, because I was kind of in a rut with all the holidays and getting ready for all that. It was kind of stressful to get out videos, so I took a little bit of time off. You know, I posted videos when I could, but definitely not as regular as I used to. But I hopped on some Black Ops 2, and I hadn't played it in a while, and I haven't posted a Black Ops 2 in about a week. So I was like, you know, I'm due for some Black Ops 2. Let's hop on there and see what the old Christmas noob phenomenon is all about. Because all the console guys are talking about, oh, the Christmas noobs, and ooh, nice little three-piece right there. All the Christmas noobs are prevalent, you know, the phenomenon that is known as the noob player that gets the game for Christmas. I wanted to see if PC was experiencing the same thing, but of course it was not, because most people with PC, it's digitally distributed, so you know you're less likely to have gotten it for Christmas. And ooh, that was a nice Hellstorm missile right there. But in case you are wondering, throughout this gameplay I'm using Hellstorm missile, Lightning Strike, and Stealth Chopper, which is a pretty high kill streak loadout for me. Usually I focus on more recon type things like counter UAV, VSATs, stuff like that. Very rarely do I go all out offensive, let alone the higher ones like this. I mean, and I consider this pretty high because I like to have a constant cycle of kill streaks, but I was feeling ballsy, so I was like, alright, I'm going to step it up a little bit. Let's put on some lethal kill streaks, and this is actually a pretty easy kill streak to get. I mean, they kind of pretty much chain each other. But the Chicom is a very interesting weapon to me, and that's what I really wanted to talk about today, because it is the only default burst SMG in the game. So that means when you pick it up naked, when you first unlock it, it is going to be a burst weapon. So it's not going to go out there and shoot at the speed of light like a lot of the other SMGs, but it does possess the ability to do that. If you use the select fire, you can actually turn it into a pretty awesome fully auto SMG, and I do like it fully auto as well, but I think its native strength really relies in the burst round. And in past Call of Duties, you know, burst has always been an advantage because you can be more accurate, you can get more, you know, you can stay on target a lot easier, especially at longer ranges, and I think that really benefits like an SMG. But you don't really normally think of an SMG. Usually you think of like an assault rifle or even an LMG as being a burst weapon. Surprisingly enough, there are burst LMGs out there in the world, but with Call of Duty, it's usually been relegated towards the assault rifles. But I figured I'd pick it up here and fool around with it, and I actually enjoy using it. You know, the ability to conserve ammo. You're not always out there just spraying through ammo at the speed of light. You can actually be precise with your shots, but if you get in trouble, you can actually, you know, get in there and have that awesome hip fire that SMGs have. You can have that ability to spray people down, and I think that comes in really handy with the Chicom. Now, it is labeled the Chicom CQB, which actually stands for close quarters. A lot of people don't know that, so if you ever see that abbreviation, it means close quarters. And that is kind of deceptive, because I don't feel that like this weapon really excels that much in close quarters. It does possess the ability to go into close quarters. Like I said, it does have that hip fire, and a lot of the SMGs have really awesome hip fire, and I think that bails you out a lot. But I tend to use this as like a mid-range weapon, just right outside of that close range. That's really where you can just spam the trigger. It's really easy to stay on target because the recoil is so mild on this thing. And even if you go fully auto, the recoil is really easy to control. Now, suppressor keeps you off the radar, and this is probably the worst Hellstorm of all time, so just close your eyes. Suppressor keeps you off radar, and I've lately been discovering just how advantageous that is, especially on some of the smaller maps where you're more likely to get killed as soon as you kill someone. It'll give you like a split second to react, like after killing someone else, and that's my one problem with Black Ops 2, is I often kill like one or two guys, and then the third guy knows exactly where I'm at, so he kills me really quickly. Like right there, that's the best case scenario for this weapon. I mean, you can spam the trigger fast enough, it's easy enough to stay on target. You really don't have any problems taking out people with, you know, fully auto SMGs. So this thing can compete with those, especially since you can be more precise with your shots, and I think that's the huge advantage. Oh, look at this glitch right here. This is the first time I'd ever experienced that, and if you ever have that happen to you, all you have to do is aim down sights and it'll fix your weapon. But that was very strange. But you know, like right there, he kind of caught me off guard. I did get 2 bursts in, but I'm going against the death machine. 9 times out of 10 you'll probably lose that engagement anyways. I was lucky to even get a couple burst out on him. So if you've got a good shot, if you consider yourself accurate, you can pretty much be the jack of all trades with the Chicom, and I think that's its biggest advantage, the fact that it packs the accuracy of a burst assault rifle, I mean, if you think about like past Call of Duties with the M16, the AN-94, even in Battlefield 3, you get that accuracy of a burst rifle, the ability to be very precise with your shots, and in turn you're conserving ammo. You get that in an SMG package, and I think that's awesome, especially since you don't have to waste an attachment slot to use the select fire. You can change it to, let's say you want to use a suppressor like I'm using here, or even the EOTech sight. It's really up to you, and I think the fact that you don't have to waste that slot opens up so many different avenues, and that's what makes this Chicom so unique, because you get the accuracy of an assault rifle with the, the hip fire and the close quarters high rate of fire capabilities of an SMG. So a pretty awesome weapon overall. If you're wondering about the damage stats on this particular weapon, it follows the pretty standard SMG damage. I mean, it's like a 33 damage up close. Then when you start to get out a little bit further, it drops down to 22, and then finally when it reaches its minimum, it drops down to 18. So pretty standard, pretty similar to like the Scorpion or the Vector in that respect. It does have a high rate of fire though, so if you are tempted to put the select fire on it and go fully auto, that is a very viable option. In fact, this thing is absolutely deadly if you put select fire on it, because it does have such controllable recoil. And ooh, that's a nice little lightning strike there, a little 4-piece to kind of close us out here. And this was a pretty good hardpoint game. This is a game mode I don't see a lot of people play these days. It seems to not be as popular as the game released, but I think it ended up going 34-4 in this one. So a pretty quick game, but I think it shows off just how deadly this weapon can be, especially in the right hands. Probably the most versatile SMG, guys. So if you haven't given it a try, even if you're not a fan of burst fire weapons, give it a chance. Unlock the select fire, then you can go fully auto, and I think that you'll be surprised just how controllable this weapon can be. But if you missed my other videos, I did a Battlefield 3 in-game video where I kind of talked about whether or not I thought capture the flag can actually work in Battlefield. And before that, I actually did a Far Cry 3 review. It's kind of an overview of my thoughts on the game so far, so check either of those out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.